People having a tough time with this subject right here, the subject of building a marketing strategy. I'll tell you one thing that I've learned throughout the years in the subject of marketing. If you don't start any campaign with a strategy, you are destined to fail with that particular campaign. You got to know exactly what your intention is. What is your number that you're looking for? What is your key performance indicator? What are you trying to accomplish right here? And how do you decide if it's a winning campaign or a losing campaign? Because let me guarantee you something. You will have enormous amount of losers along the way. I like to compare the subject of marketing to baseball. If you are successfully getting on base 3 out of 10 times and you have a 300 batting average, you are an absolute marketing rock star. If you're doing that in the marketing world and you are successfully creating campaigns 3 out of 10 times and you can scale and grow, you're doing a great job. 7-step formula, which is what I've applied for years. But now in COVID-19, this formula becomes that much more important, and you guys all need to have it. Whether you have an e-commerce brand, or you have an Amazon brand only, or you have a business that needs to generate leads so you can deliver a service, or you have a real estate business and you also need leads for that, no matter what your business is, this same formula, I promise you, applies to you 100%. What I talk about is very important because I'm teaching people how to use social media for their business. And do you know how important social media has become right now? It has become everything. So let's break it down. Why has it become everything? Because the world is changing right now. Do you know how many businesses have closed down in the last 5 months since COVID started hitting the world? Businesses that have been around for ages, businesses that we all grew up hearing about and visiting, are closed down, going bankrupt, restructuring, and basically going back to the drawing board. It's absolutely incredible what's going on right now, guys. So I'll tell you guys a list, an overall list of some of these businesses that have created an impact on me. I'll tell you why the world is changing just by looking at these names. 𝗔𝗯ance, basically the biggest supplement retailer on planet Earth. Payless. Anybody in the US, you know Payless shoe store, right? Gone, bankrupt. 𝗟𝗢𝗟𝗡. I've been buying stuff for my kids in that store for ages. I have a 14-year-old and I have 4 kids in total, and 𝗟𝗢𝗟𝗡, we were a big client for this company. Charming Charlie, Papyrus, one of the biggest paper retailers in the world. JCPenney, 118-year-old company. 118-year-old company going bankrupt and going into a restructure. Aldo Shoe Store, Neiman Marcus, J. Crew, Pier 1 Imports, True Religion, Chuck E. Cheese, and so on and so. It's absolutely incredible what's happening on right now, guys. But at the same time, it has opened up a transfer of wealth for a lot of e-commerce brands and social media brands to be able to take advantage of this world right now. Because all that money that used to be invested in these platforms, where do you think it's going? It's not being spent right now, which means that Facebook and social media and Instagram and these platforms have less demand of advertising, which has given us more opportunity for us as small business owners, the medium-sized businesses, and all these guys are not close to those big corporations to be able to advertise and get more results at a lower cost. So what we're seeing right now in the world of social media is exactly that, more results at a lower cost. But some of you guys might be wondering, how the heck do I get started? But I'm going to give you guys the overall 7-step formula so you can get started right now. If you are one of those people that are like, okay, I get it, the world has changed, I cannot operate the way that I was operating 6 months ago, I need to adjust myself, there is a transfer of wealth from retail to online retail, and that's happening whether I want to or not, and I'm not going to stop that. You either get on the train or you are seeing everybody pass you by while you wave and say, I miss you, I hope that one day I will meet you guys. What is the first thing that you do if you want to get on social media? Well, you got to have a strategy. And how does that start? And I'll tell you what the starting point is. This is a pondering process. You got to figure out what is your superpower. What do I mean by that? I mean that you need to find out, how can you help other people? How does your business help others? If you don't have a business, you got to discover what is the something that you're passionate about that you could talk about in your diner, in your kitchen. You can talk about it in a party, in an activity. You can talk about it anywhere. What do you do that is going to help other people improve an aspect of their lives? That is the first thing before doing anything else on the world of social media. Let me give you some examples. One of the things that I have done successfully over the last 9 years in the world of marketing right now is help some people figure out the superpowers. One of those people was my father. His name is Frank Suarez. That individual had a superpower. His superpower, which sometimes you take it for granted yourself, what is your true ability, was to sit down with somebody and give them information about health and about themselves and help them improve an area of their lives physically. Help them with their metabolism, give them some advice, some feedback, some direction. That was a superpower. So what we did was that we said, Dad, what you got to do is get on social media and talk to people about how to get healthy with their metabolism. And he started doing that in 2012. Late 2012, we uploaded the first video ever on YouTube. He started doing it for the first year or two. Nobody was paying much attention, but then it slowly started expanding, and today it exploded. 2020, we have a brand, which is Frank Suarez, that generates 50 million views across social media channels every single month. It all started with an idea to develop a marketing strategy that starts with a superpower. Without that first step, you cannot move forward. You gotta know what is the thing that you can give to people that's gonna take away any skepticism about what you do and how you can help. If you figure that out, the rest becomes easy. You cannot do anything else on social media until you have that figured out. Now you may be asking yourself, Manuel, but I don't have a superpower. I don't know what to offer. All I know is I have good products and services and I want to get more clients. Well, if you're doing that, if you're one of those thinking like that right now, you got to figure that out as a first step. Just like my dad figured out how to get on social media by providing value, same thing with Dr. Berg, one of my biggest clients. He figured out the subject of the ketogenic diet was his superpower, and he wanted to help people understand that diet. So he started doing a lot of value and talking about that particular thing. In my case, I have built an agency. My agency is composed of 65 staff, strong today in 2020. Before COVID, we had 50, now we have 65. We have been expanding. What is my via? How do people get into AGM marketing? How do people become our clients? It's all from my superpower. People like you are here, a lot of you guys that are here, you are watching this particular content piece and you get that I really want to help you and that I'm giving you true value. So down the line, I don't know when, at some point you might be asking yourself, I wonder if it's going to be a smart thing for me to hire Manuel Suarez's marketing agency because they're going to do it better than me. Guaranteed. You can try to be as good as us, but trust me, it's been a long path for us to become a very solid marketing agency that delivers quality results. It's been a process. So maybe down the line, we have clients that sign up right now for AGM that have followed my content for 1.5 years, for 2 years. And eventually they come and they say, Manuel, can you help us? My superpower, my ability to help others is teaching them marketing. How to get strategies incorporated, how to do such and such, how to find an audience, how to do retargeting, how to build audiences. I show them about that. I show them about things that they don't understand themselves. I present to them opportunities. Facebook advertising, Instagram ads, using stories, Instagram TV, getting on LinkedIn, doing messenger marketing, building a bot. Those are all things that I do within my superpower. That's me. If you're a realtor, for example, you figure out how can you help people get educated on the subject of real estate. What's happening with the economy? Is the market booming? Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? What are good opportunities? What to look for when you go buying for a house? What is actually a red flag when you're about to purchase a house? What is the thing that you know? is an ability that you have that most people would pay money to find that information and be able to utilize it so they don't make mistakes. You gotta figure that out. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever you tell me, I'll be able to give you guys an exact superpower that you have. And you have to ponder and think about it. And sometimes it takes a few days. And once you have that figured out, you can move on to the next step, and not until then. So find that superpower. Number one, once you figure that out and you really get it, and you can actually go on to the next step, and you really understand this is my thing. This is what I'm good at. This is what I can do every single day, nonstop. I know that I'm not going to get tired of this. I know that I don't get tired about marketing. I don't get tired in the subject of marketing ever. I have been talking marketing every single day of my life for 9 solid years now. I'm not even close to getting tired. I'm actually just getting started. I don't have any burnout. That doesn't exist for me. I am marketing inside and out. That's my superpower. I love getting people to capture attention and turning that attention into money, because that is the funnel. You capture attention, you eventually turn it into money. You have no attention, I'm sorry, you got no money coming in. It's as simple as that. If you're one of those people thinking, well, I'm just a direct response marketer, I just want to sell my products and my t-shirts and my cups, and I want to sell my services, and I want to sell this, it's not going to happen. You cannot really scale that because there's too much competition and too many people doing the same thing. How do you make yourself different? You're going to figure out that superpower. And once you figure that out, you're going to go on to the next step. You got that superpower? Let's move on to the next step. Again, there's 7 steps. Obsessively communicate. You can also name that be omnipresent. Be everywhere and talk about it obsessively. And for the first 6 months, I would even tell you for the first year, don't worry about how many likes, how many comments, how much engagement, how many followers. You gotta seriously forget about it. You put your head down, you close your eyes, and you do it. And you talk about it all day long, and you pay no attention to what the world is saying about it or how many people is being reached with that particular thing. You obsessively communicate about that superpower, and you help. Now, along the way, if you're asking yourself right now, sure, Manuel, but I cannot put my head down for 6 months or a year and not make any income. Along the way, if you get really good in the subject of marketing, which is obviously a part of the formula, you can figure out growth hacking strategies to get there faster if you learn how to get your audiences to participate. An example of that is going to be tomorrow, in which I launch a contest. The purpose of that contest, make no mistake, is growth hacking. I don't have enough eyeballs yet. I'm not satisfied. I need to figure out how to get this superpower in front of more people, because I know I have the power of helping businesses. And I feel irresponsible if I am not doing everything that I can to save that mom and pop shop or that business that is about to close down because they don't know how to bring attention towards their businesses, or they don't know how to transition to this internet world that is right now quickly evolving faster than we all thought it was going to evolve. It was going to happen. We didn't know it was going to happen this fast, but we knew it was going to happen. So you got to know exactly how long the process takes. It's not something that you can know. It can be 2 months, it can be 6 months, it can be a year. But you got to be willing to put your head down and obsessively communicate about that superpower. So if it's real estate education, if you want to inspire people, if you want to entertain, if you want to educate people, no matter what that superpower is, you got to just go out there and do it aggressively. And if you do that aggressively, you will eventually have the elements for the next step of the formula. So once you have that in place and you have obsessively communicated to people out there, you're going to go into providing value. And at this stage of the game, you gotta still think about how can you help people. Because if you don't go down that route, people are gonna be skeptical of you. They think that you're out there because you want something from them, instead of answering their question, what's in it for them? That's the way that you have to approach this game right here. If you do this, at this point, you're gonna start getting away from skepticism and people are gonna start believing in you. In my case, I have marketing courses that are free. I have education. I have social media content, 350 publications every single week going out that are teaching people the basics of what I do, and also even advanced strategies on the subject of marketing. That's basically what I do every single day. So I'm building an audience by providing enormous value. These people that are following me keep on believing in me more and more and more. So at some point down the line, down this formula, when I get to the point that I need to make them an offer because, hey, we're all running a business. We have talked about the formula so far, which is a 7-step formula, which starts with figuring out what is your ability to help others, which I call superpower. Inspire, entertain, educate. What is it about marketing? Is it about business? Is it about consulting? Is it about administration? Is your superpower beauty? Is it health? Is it fitness? Is your superpower design? Is it fashion? Is it construction? What is your superpower? You must have something, because if you don't really have a business. If you just think about, oh, I'm just in it because I want to sell products, then you are in the wrong business model. And the way that you succeed in today's world is by figuring out how do you provide that value. Okay, so you got to figure out this process so far. Once you have this clear, you're going to communicate about it obsessively. When I say obsessively, I mean the word obsession means that you don't stop communicating about it. On podcasts, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on stories, on Instagram TV, on Messenger, on email, all the time. You figure out how do you communicate and what is the exact value that you can give to people with a lot of communication, and you provide that value. My value, to give you some examples, is I do a mini course, for example, on Facebook advertising, how to build a business on Facebook ads. I do also mini courses on Messenger. I do resources. I'm going to give out tomorrow a getting started with Facebook ads checklist, getting on social media checklist, showing you a roadmap to success, showing you what I've done successfully, because I'm not just a talker, I'm also a walker. When you hear me talk about something, guys, I don't know if you guys, this is the first time you see me or not. If you are seeing me for the first time, I absolutely love it. That's exciting. Welcome to my world. If you're not, you know that I'm actually a doer. I do things that I talk about. I'm not somebody that just talks about how expert I am and I'm showing my Teslas and my cars and my mansions and my money. I'm all the time walking the talk. And that's basically what I do. And then I come and I show you guys what I'm doing so you can actually repeat and do your own process. That's what I do over here.